Mr. Aaron, you're a Nobel Prize. Tell me, is it possible that medicine can cure now and we can win the fight against cancer or other illness?
We are making huge advance. There is no doubt about it. In cancer, I think that the major recent achievement is immune therapy, is recruiting the immune therapy to attack the cancer. There was a Nobel Prize on this subject last year, and I think that we are making a big progress. The same in heart diseases. We understand the mechanism of many heart diseases, and I think there is a hope. But I think that the major problem behind the corner are the brain diseases, all the dementias. You know, these are the hallmarks of advanced age, Alzheimer, Parkinson, and other dementias, and there, unfortunately, we are very much behind.
After winning the Nobel Prize, now you are working more on these health diseases and these brain diseases and everything, no? Or you are still doing what is going with this protein
it has nothing
program?
to do with the future of medicine has nothing to do with my or any Nobel Prize.
Right.
Prize is a recognition of something that you did in old days. We are working on the system that we discovered, but its connection and how to apply medicine to it in two contexts. One is cancer, and the other one is brain diseases. But again, with brain, as a scientist, you are choosing a model. You are not necessarily, people want to hear, the science is much more complicated. You need to choose for yourself a good model that you can study, the right system, and so on and so forth. So it's not necessarily, we need to understand the problem with brain disease is that we don't understand the mechanistic basis of the disease. We don't understand why we forget. But first of all, in order to understand why people with Alzheimer forget, we need to understand what is memory. We don't understand even how we remember. So it takes a long time, and we need to be patient. But
is this symposium you came here to Mexico? It's touching some of these points. How did you see this symposium working Mexico and Israeli together
science, the beauty of science, unlike politics, that is no borders.
All right.
People collaborate, it's transparent. You are searching knowledge, and you are going where the knowledge is, and it's about collaboration, because at the end of the day, I think that the main aim of science is to develop products that will improve human life. Drugs for infectious diseases, for malaria, for AIDS, drugs for brain diseases and cancer and heart diseases, and so on and so forth. And I think that in different countries and in different areas, people have different ethic of, different culture of science, and it's very nice to exchange ideas. Somebody thought about one thing, another one thought about other thing. I think that collaboration and transparency of data sharing is the essence of science.
Did you find something here in Mexico, some data or some friend or some other investigator that can be working with you, or do you see a future for your investigation, Mexico and Israel together?
I don't want to say something, okay, yes, I found and this and that. Even this is all blah blah.
Yeah, all right.
I think that it needs more digging in. And there are Israeli organizations that are deeply delved in Mexico, like Shaare Zedek Hospital in Jerusalem, which is a university hospital. And you need to go, and mostly I can tell you that all the collaboration that Israel has in science are all government driven. So you need also involvement of the governments here. So if there will be funds to allow collaboration, and we shall dig into, we shall do systematic research, who is working on where, in UNAM for example, or in other universities, and who is working on what in Israel universities, and then you can match people. It needs more systematic approach. I think that the conference is like an introduction.
Yes.
But now we need go deeper than that and involve institutions and involve government.
Are you going to do that with somebody you met here in Mexico, or with somebody there?
We'll talk about it once we are back and the dust will.
Because one of the important things from last year symposium, now there are many things working already.
It's beautiful, that's the purpose. The conference is just the introduction.
Exactly.
And then there are many collaborations. still by Israelis that were born here in Mexico
Right.
or have something to do. You want to really
Like Benjamin, but like
you want to
Benjamin.
take it beyond the local family
Round, yes, friend.
and really look into good science on both sides and match them together.
Why do you think in Israel is different from Mexico? That in Israel you get so many advances in medicine that you're getting that. Did it help you to be Jewish or to be in Israel? I think that inspires you in some part to talk about that. But
I don't know about Jewishness. Let's forget about it. I think that Israel is a very unique country in the sense that it's surrounded by enemies, that the security issue is a daily issue. We are endangered all the time, we are threatened all the time. And therefore the government has to put a lot of money into research and science and technology.
yes,
And in science and technology you cannot separate. Of course we are developing satellites and
Yes.
and sophisticated surveillance devices, but it spills over, because if you have a computer scientist, he can do A and he can do B. He can do
Yes.
also to analyze cancer patient data.
Yes, because that doesn't have to
the
be-
beauty of science that it's a big entity. It's not separated, and you can say, okay, I don't care about cancer. I will do only missiles. No, it doesn't work like that, because science is very broad. If you are developing the aeronautical technology, then you are developing also the electronic technology, and the electronic technology can be applied then to medicine, to imaging, to X-ray, to MRI, to CAT scan. So it's all, we are in one big swamp. It's not that you can separate. And Israel has, in order to exist in the area that we are living, has to invest in science and technology, otherwise it's dead.
you have something very interesting. You are not a medic. You didn't study medicine.
I am a physician.
No, but you started before biology, no? You started
What?
like biology.
I
biology.
first studied medicine.
Medicine, then biology, and then you win in chemistry the Nobel Prize.
Yeah, but
and now
again-
you're studying about the brain and cancer. How does you manage?
Yeah, but,
and
but,
take,
but
why
it's
did
all,
you take
it's all-
these
it's all-
ways?
it's all mixed together, because chemistry is everywhere. I
I
mean,
know.
biochemistry, it's the chemistry of the bio. When we are talking, chemical reactions are going on, breathing and taking
I know.
oxygen. Oxygen is a chemical,
Exactly.
right?
Yes.
So we take oxygen and we use it. So it means that biological systems have their chemistry. So I'm a biochemist. So, it's everything is mixed. You don't
I
take,
know.
separation you do only in schools. But
Exactly.
in real life, and it shouldn't be in school actually, we should teach the kids that we are living in one world. We are in natural sciences. Chemistry and physics and biology are belonging to one umbrella that is called natural sciences.
What do you think? You talk about brain and things. Just what do you think are the main goals now in biochemistry, in medicine? Fight against cancer. You are looking about brain. What do you think is the most important thing now about biochemistry, or has to focus, or is the big, how do you say, reto, the most?
As I said, I think that brain diseases are going to be the big issue of aging population, and we are aging in all countries, including
Yes.
in Mexico and in Israel. And we need to understand the mechanism of the brain, the normal mechanism. What is the brain? We don't understand anything about the brain. Memory. You remember me from 2 days ago. What is it? Where is my picture sitting?
Yes.
In your ear.
Why I remember here, or I cannot remember what I eat yesterday, but I can remember a meeting I have.
Exactly. So
2
we need
years
to
ago.
understand the basic fundamental function of the brain, and from there to understand what's going wrong in diseases. I think that the big challenge for the
Giant, that's
future is the brain, but still we have other problems. And we shouldn't forget also, besides even cancer and heart diseases, we shouldn't forget also that as physicians we are human beings. And we are living in a world. In the world there are different populations. There are people that don't have access even to simple medicine.
Yes.
Infectious diseases, malaria.
Yes.
Think about Africa, it's dying of malaria, of AIDS.
Exactly.
We need also to invest a lot. Medicine will benefit tremendously from one investment, education. We need to educate people. Because educated people know how to take care of themselves, they are healthier, they make more money, they educate the kids. It's education. We don't, scientists, isolate themselves in the laboratories.
Yes.
But the laboratory is not the only place to be. I think that the very important place to be are the educational system. The schools, the kindergarten, from very early on, we should educate people. And then we shall save a lot on the future in medicine, because we are going to grow healthier people.
You said sometime, and just to finish that it's not possible that people will die because they don't have money.
Many people in this world are dying,
Exactly.
are dying. Fact.
Yes.
Because they don't have money and access to human medicine.
How can we solve that? What do you suggest? Because it's a...
There are several things. First of all, countries should help other countries. And I think that one issue also is, of course, corruption. If the money doesn't go if the money go to the pocket of people instead of going to building school and building hospitals,
Yes.
and building welfare, supporting social systems.
I think this meeting, Mexico-Israel, is going to help in that way also, bringing investigation from Israel, working together. It will be very good for people in Mexico and Israel.
It will be very good also for us to learn from the Mexican. I think that it's always mutual.
I know. Thank you very much. It was a pleasure.
Thank you.